dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore,
16 tons of
pari unica e sola, pari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, facci gridare ancora, pari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai.
All right, welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, as you know, I think, Vito Canena, and a special guest tonight, we got Felix. I think we got another great show planned. We're going to talk, I think the topic of tonight's show is world soccer, right? Sure. We're going to cover just about everything. But before we do that, I just want to thank everybody at CTV once again. Without them, we don't have a show. Brian, Kenny, everybody else in the past that's helped us. Show number 101, 101 shows. All right, it's a lot. I will start.
A message about Liverpool.
Yep, we're going to get into all that international stuff around the world, stuff that's going on Staten Island. Anything, you guys involved with anything on the island as far as soccer goes?
Well, you know, we play games. There's games, fields at Orthikill Road.
Right. So you're not coaching or anything like that? Felix, you coaching anything?
No, not at the moment, no. We get to play sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, here in Staten Island, a few places. There's a great
So
place
you
on
do like
Orthikill
pickup
Road.
games, right? You pick
Yeah.
up games?
Fields
Yeah,
also
that's-
plays in West Bryan. He's played some games over there.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to congratulate the girls today that tried out for high school, and there's some still tryouts going on. So good luck to the girls trying out for their high school teams, and congrats to the ones that made it already. I guess that's probably like a great feeling for, you know, high school playing high school sports and stuff like that. So anyhow, that being said, update on the Strikers, the team that I coach. We're getting ready, getting close to start a new season. And, you know, with a new season comes new hopes, new dreams, right, of trying to at least win the group that you're in. We're getting ready for that. Any day we're gonna start practicing. I'm waiting on the team to get back to me, so we'll start that, and hopefully, like I said, win our group. So that being said, again, if there's anything else going on the island and they want us to mention it, they got to contact
Craig
us.
just mentioned something about Mid-Island Little League.
Yeah, we're not getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hold off on that. This is a soccer show. But yes, I did acknowledge them on my page the other day. I posted a video of the baseball team. That's great. But I think they got a game on Wednesday night. But we'll get into that later on in the show. As far as soccer goes around the
There's
world,
a lot.
pick a league. Where do you want to start?
Start with Serie A, because I think all the attention right now is Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Basically, he's...
Or negative attention, maybe.
Well, could be negative attention. There was high expectations the first game. La Liga, when he made his debut 10 years ago, he scores, but Serie A is a different story because we know that Serie A is a defensive league. I got the pen here, 00.com.
Yeah.
I'll hold it up. So we'll see what Ronaldo ends up
There's really,
with.
I mean, they only played one game.
Yeah,
right,
it's
Felix?
one game.
Yeah, I think it's right. He's right because after World Cup, Portugal did okay. I guess there were some talks, and maybe Ronaldo didn't feel that he didn't have enough respect from Spain anymore. Real Madrid wasn't for him anymore, and he decided Juventus will be the key.
Well, you know
for
what?
his future.
Maybe he's done everything over there, right?
Of course.
There's nothing else for him to achieve in
John,
in
there's
Spain.
so much he's done. I mean, 2017, 2018, 44 goals, 44 games. That's an average a goal a game. The previous year, 42 goals in 46 games.
For me, I think I'll judge a player more on his international games than the club because there's so many bad teams.
Well, Ronaldo on the
right?
international stage, he won the trophy with Portugal, the Euros. He's won the Champions League a few times.
I'm not speaking about him, but I'm saying in general, judge a player on his international duties, I think, more than
Of
his
course.
club duties because
course.
it's a lot tougher to win on the international level
It is, absolutely.
than it is in Serie A or
No
whatever.
question about that.
So,
Another thing I want to mention, CR7 versus Chievo. CR7, 31 million. Chievo,
where
their
are you
salary...
getting these numbers from? Where are you getting this from?
The salary is 9.5 million for Chievo. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And did you see the enthusiasm when Chievo made a big stop on Ronaldo in the box?
Yeah.
How they were pounding their fists.
Well, right
and they
now,
were just very pumped.
the lights are going to be on him right now. That's
Well, it's good advertising for Juventus. Juventus really needs
and the league, the whole league.
sponsors. I know the more money they can get, the more sponsors they can get, the better.
Yeah.
So for them, it's a great investment. But they get players that score the goals. Khedira scored the first goal,
Yeah.
and then they ended up with Bernardeschi.
Bernardeschi saved them, and he's a national team player.
Yeah.
So 3-2 for Juventus.
Yep, and they had to sweat that one out, but
did. But you know what?
They got
came
the
up
three.
with the win.
They got the 3
other
points, right?
teams, Other bigger clubs, they struggled their first.
If Brian, if you could remove the live call-in show tag, only because we just want to remove that from the screen. That's fine. That's great. All right. So, what else on Serie A?
Roma did very well. Seco, of course.
They
he's
a last second goal, right?
On the
but he
road.
finally scored a goal.
And Torino's not an easy team, especially
no.
that they added Soriano and Zaza. You know,
Very physical. They're very
Zaza.
physical.
Zaza, I'm not too keen on Zaza.
but he could probably he's there
For that,
scoring.
for them,
Yeah,
it's
he's there
great.
for
It's
scoring.
great for them. So
And did you know that Pele almost joined Juventus?
that's I saw that on the. He actually posted that, I think, on his one of his feeds.
Mm-hmm.
So give us some more scores, Serie A. You got the whole rundown.
Serie
here.
A, Atalanta won today 4-0. 2 goals by Gomez. They beat Frosinone.
All right.
Yeah, very good. He's a really good player. He was able to give some great passes,
The Argentinian.
and he was there. A great number 10. Lazio was doing fine. They played last
They
week.
were. but-
Immobile scored a great goal. He
Yeah,
was
we
able
called
to
it. We did the show on
dribble
Serie A
three.
preview. We said Immobile he's the guy to watch. And look what he did. 3 players. That was a nice move.
Yeah.
And you thought that Lazio had the game, and then all of a sudden, Napoli showed their true colors. I mean,
Oh,
I think-
they're a good team.
well, they
They
are.
have a
but
great manager now.
Yeah,
that's who
have a
they
great
added. That's
manager.
basically that their addition is Carlo Ancelotti because
Right. No.
they didn't
right.
make any big upgrades.
Right.
You know. They
And
kept
it's
pretty much
something
the same
else that a
team.
guy from Premier League comes back to Italy to do well in a very big team such as Napoli.
Mhm,
Right.
For sure, no question about that. What about the moves that were made, John, at the last moment before the trading deadline.
Yeah, well, the one I just mentioned before the show. Go ahead, let's start with that
Yeah,
one first.
Cristiano Galano
Yes.
to
that's-
Foggia.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's hope that Foggia, this is the player that maybe could get them to Serie A, because Foggia got into the playoffs last year. I mean, if you're from the Puglia region, your hope is Foggia or Lecce. Or
Right.
if you're a Bari fan, you might not cheer for those teams. It's tough.
Well, right now you can because Body's not in Serie
Yeah,
B, so
I know.
it doesn't affect anything,
Yeah.
you know. You're just being stubborn if you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
We'll see if Foggia Lecce can get to A quicker than Bari. We'll see.
Yeah,
He's got a
well,
long
again, it's
road.
not a one-man show. Soccer, you know, soccer is, 11 players on the field.
Yeah.
One man is not going to do it all. We know that.
And Bari just named their coach today. I never heard of him, Giuseppe Colicini, 50-something-year-old.
What's his background like? Yeah,
Not much I heard, because there was rumors that Menichini or Eddie Rea was going to be the coach, and now today I heard something else.
Okay.
So
Well-
we'll see.
As always, Forza Body, so,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, let's talk about some interesting moves, John and Felix. Rigoni from Zenit in Russia goes to Atalanta. Ali Adan from Udinese goes to Atalanta in a loan. Klavan from Liverpool goes to Coyote. I know Craig Herrera mentioned Liverpool.
Okay.
Barak Chaga from River Plate goes to Chievo. Aqua, the Ghanaian, goes from Torino to Empoli.
Yep.
Yukan, the Turkish player from Fenerbahce, goes to Empoli on a loan. Joaquin Ardez goes to Frosinone. Capiano, good player, Capuano from Cagliari goes to Frosinone. Cassato from Sassuolo to Frosinone.
I think there's a bunch of no-name guys.
Some of them you might have heard of. Castaglio,
No.
Samu Castaglio from Villarreal to Milan. Lexalt, we mentioned that on our show.
Well,
that
Milan's in trouble.
he got that they got him from Genoa. Ospina, we know about that. The
Yeah.
goalie to Napoli, because Napoli had some issues with their goalkeeping. Their first and second goalie, they were injured, so they had to get Ospina, the Colombian.
Okay.
Diola from Cagliari to Parma. Gervinho, he used to be with Roma,
right.
the Ivory Coast International. He joins Parma. Sporgatti from Lazio to Parma. Sapanara, I'm sure you heard of Sapanara.
Okay.
He used to be on the under-21.
Where is he?
He's going to Sampdoria from
Sampdoria.
Fiorentina. And Tonelli from Napoli to Sampdoria.
These are not big moves. I mean, you know.
Marlan from Barcelona to Sassuolo.
Okay.
Missiroli from Sassuolo to Spal. Kofi Kidiji from Nantes, France to Torino. Soriano, Villarreal to Torino.
Zaza.
Zaza from
As
Valencia
long as he
to
doesn't do
Torino.
that dance with the PK, he's all right.
And Lucas Taderaz from Anderlecht to Udinese. And the last one was William Troost Kang from Bernasop to Udinese.
Okay.
So those were the final moves before the deadline.
Okay. Going on right now, the U20 Women's World Cup.
Yes.
I mean, I know you guys are not following that too much, but I think it's important because this is the next step for the national team. So these players that you see now are hoping to make that national team, and they're qualifying for the World Cup
Correct.
in September, October. They
Well,
start qualifying.
Last time we spoke about United States, they got eliminated when they drew to Spain.
Well, the U20s girls
Yeah.
did, right?
Yeah.
They right, U20, not the national team. But yes, it's important that we follow this U20, all nations, because we're going to see them, in the future. They're coming up. They're up and coming. Felix, you got any scores on
He
today's
actually
action?
did. He-
Yeah, France, Spain, right?
Yeah.
France.
France, Spain beat France 1-0.
1-0.
Oh, so the host country is out. They're playing in France, so the host is out.
And then
Okay.
the other one was England, Japan.
And Japan, somehow they won 2-0.
Yeah, Japan.
Right.
So Spain, Japan is the final.
So you know what, Japan, they have a good national team, and now it seems like they have a good U20 team, right?
Yeah, actually, we've
And
seen
it-
them pop up. Them in China.
Japan beat the United States in the group stage in the first game, and that's that was kind of the game that knocked out the United States. So
I just remember, John, when the U.S. had those great teams with Brianna Scurry. What was it, Brianna Scurry? And then you had
you're talking about.
Randy Chastain when
Yeah,
she
yeah.
made Sports Illustrated with that
Right.
goal.
So you know the history of the women's team.
Yeah.
Now we got qualifying. The next year we got the World Cup
Mm-hmm.
for them coming up. So it's important, and we're going to be following them big time next year.
Do you think that was their
Next
best
summer.
team when they had Mia Hamm and
Well,
Julie
let's not forget they won World Cups here
Yeah.
too now. So
Yeah.
they've had great teams. I mean, I think the women's program for the United States is unbelievable program that they got going on there, and they keep producing women players. So it's great, better than the men's side right now. Let's see what this new men's team
Yeah,
comes up
exactly.
with now.
Well, they're in the rebuilding. We'll have to
Right.
see what's going to be.
When's the final for the women's U20, did they
Feels-
say?
You could pull it up.
Yeah, We'll
He's got
get
the
that
laptop.
because, and Spain,
Yeah.
for the U20s.
Yeah, final's going to be Spain versus Japan.
That's going to be a great final. Really, those two great teams right there. So let's move on while Felix is looking that up.
Well, what about the free agents? If we go into the transfers of some interesting free agents, John. I was looking at Morganella, the Palermo player. He's a
Okay.
free agent. I mean,
And this is going after this season, right? Is that what you're talking?
no, they're available now because
Now?
nobody picked them up at the
Nobody's,
deadline.
okay,
So you got Morganella, Evra,
Okay.
the Frenchman. He was with Juventus.
There's got to be a reason why they're not picked up. There's the,
Yeah, and then Sissoko, Pogba.
Right.
Uh,
Okay, the final for the U20 World Cup women's is going to be, no, that's not,
That's
No,
something else.
it's gotta
ACC
be
Women's
within-
Soccer Championship.
yeah, it's got to be within the next couple of days, I think.
You know
yeah.
that Milik, who scored 2 goals, one was disallowed. He's a free agent for Napoli.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? That's surprising.
Yeah,
Rossi
Rossi.
of Genoa. That's not the Giuseppe Rossi. That's
Not
someone else.
where is he playing now? Update on Giuseppe.
He'll look him up. I think he's
Yeah.
still with Genoa.
Okay.
But what about the news of Marchisio? Moments before the Juventus game started,
Yeah,
he's saying that he left the team, and they rumored that he's coming to Canada. They're saying possibly Montreal Impact.
okay.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Well,
That's the talk.
that'd be a good fit, I think, for him.
Terry of Austin Villa is a free agent. Blanchard of Carpi.
Well, look, speaking about plays that, look at Buffon, right? I
Yeah.
mean, what was the reason of letting him go if he's still playing?
Probably they couldn't afford. At his age, they don't. It had to be cap reasons.
Couldn't
Yeah, the
afford. All
final
right, we got a
Friday,
call. It
the
looks like
24th.
Oh, we got a caller.
the
Great.
24th?
Mhm.
The 24th
Go
is the
ahead,
final.
Brian. Go ahead, Brian. Go.
All right, no, it's up to the caller. So
It's up to the caller.
it's the 24th is the final,
Yeah, Spain,
you know.
Japan.
Okay.
all right? That's a great final.
Okay.
All right, you're on the Staten Soccer Report. If we don't get anything, we'll just continue on.
Brian's saying.
It's okay.
I don't know
Let's
what's
just
going on.
continue on. It's
I
all
don't
right.
know what- Oh, here we go. Somebody.
It's going to be Vincenzo. We'll continue on until we get him.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we got anything on the Premier League?
Well, what about Barcelona? I wanted to talk about La Liga.
Okay,
We
yeah,
had
it's
no
just
problem.
gonna-
Messi now. It's basically him.
Well,
no
they won.
Ronaldo.
What was the score? I think they won 3-0.
Yeah, they won easily.
Yep. All right, we got a caller on the line.
I just hear
Caller, you there?
Snoring.
He might have fell asleep maybe. We'll see.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
No? All right.
Sounds like.
What about There was a nice goal that Wayne Rooney scored. Well, the pass
Well,
that he made.
let's
from-
stick with the La Liga.
La Liga, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
Messi.
mean, Real Madrid, now Cristiano Ronaldo is gone.
Him.
It's going to be a little, it's going to be very difficult for them, even though they have a great offense. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo was the big scorer for the team.
Right.
He's gone. But they can compensate. They can use Cruz. They have.
They held on to Modric.
They held on to Madrid. So some of these Croatian players play very well.
Yeah,
And they just came back from World Cup, so they're not even tired.
as we've seen. Caller, you're on the Staten Soccer Report. Nothing.
I don't know.
All right, there's probably a problem with the phone line. So anyhow, I don't think Real doesn't miss a beat, right? What do you think?
Different look.
Yeah, different look. Yeah, they're gonna miss probably Cristiano Ronaldo, but they can do very well. They can
They'll
do
still
well
do well,
without
right?
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all right. Well, yeah, it looks like we're having a problem with the phone line, so we'll just continue. Anything else with La Liga? Barcelona and Real, the top two, right? Favorites as always.
Of course.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the way it is. I mean, it's it's in disadvantage. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
There's only 2 teams in the whole Liga that make all the money and they
yeah.
have all the fame. But that's the way it is.
Well, we can hope and pray for an upset. Maybe one of the teams from down, like on the bottom, maybe upset them. That's it. And we can only hope for that. So let's talk about the Ecuadorian League. All right, what's going on in Ecuador?
Interesting.
In Ecuador, we got
I'd like to speak about the countries and teams that when no one speaks about.
Yeah.
right.
Tired about the Barcelonas, the Juves. What's going on in Ecuador?
In Ecuador, we have the biggest teams are Barcelona from Guayaquil, which is the coast, and then they have Liga de Quito, which is from the capital. Then there's a couple more teams, which is Emelec and maybe Liga Católica Universitaria, which are like the biggest teams there.
So what do you mean by biggest team? They have the most money, right?
They have the most money. They have their own stadium. Barcelona from Guayaquil have their own stadium.
Have their own stadium,
and
okay.
they have and it's in the city.
How many teams are in the top division?
It's about 12, I think.
12, okay, all right. All right. Is it the same team winning every year? Or
No, it's there's changes here and there. You get people from Guayaquil. Barcelona is the one that does well pretty much every year because there's a lot of input. There's a lot of publicity, advertising, sponsors. They try to put the games on televisions all the time.
Right.
You know.
Do
And,
you see any games? Do we get any games here from there?
Not really. No.
Gold-
You get news about what's
You
going
get
on.
the news like on Gold TV or
Yeah,
something,
you
right?
could probably try to get those on the internet. Maybe you might be able to get some like after.
I thought I saw something like maybe on BN Sports or Gold TV, Ecuadorian League or something. I might have seen something. Vito, you don't know anything? You didn't research? See?
No,
We got it. We got
not at all, not at all, John. With the Ecuadorian, we've had a good blend of Ecuadorian players in Serie A. We had Caviedes.
Yeah, but we're
Ivan
talking about
Caviedes.
but let's give Ecuadorian itself like their top league. You know, let's talk about
Yeah, I
them
mean-
except for individual players.
But the thing
we
is,
know they had injury.
the bottom line is, John, in Ecuador, if you want to be noticed, and Felix is going to tell you this, you want to go to a top league. You want to go to England,
Well-
which they did.
well, they-
Antonio Valencia played for Manchester.
Yeah, that's for players alone.
You
but
want to be able to stick outside, you
it's
know.
hard for them as a country to get out because they're in a group with Argentina, right? And who else is
No,
in there?
Brazil.
Qualifying? Brazil. Oh, forget it. So
No,
that
but
it's
I'm
tough.
but I'm
You
talking
know, the
about
whole South America, it's all teams are very good. You know, especially at the country level.
Yeah.
You got Spain. I mean, you got Argentina,
Yep.
Uruguay, Brazil, Colombia.
Yep.
You know,
It's
all
stacked,
these
it's
guys
stacked.
play very
That's
well.
what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, if you
right.
talk about Felix, what would you say is Ecuadorian's best player? I mean, Valencia, Caviedes, I know. Ivan Caviedes
Yeah.
is very popular. He played in Serie A. He played for Perugia. He was a very good, well-known player, very traveled player. But who would you say is their all-time great when you talk about Ecuador?
Ecuador, well, you probably can, yeah, I mean, the latest players, I think, because they were able to travel overseas to, big leagues, like Premier League. Valencia was the big deal because he was able to
Signed a
go
big
all the
contract.
way, all the way to England. So that's great because every player, regardless of the league, they want to play in Premier League.
You do.
We were talking about the other day how Premier League, even people who are,
Second
those
division.
teams are on, they are not on the top of the list. They're making more money than some of the better teams on other leagues.
Of course.
And it's because of the amount of money, the amount of publicity.
Correct. That's big time.
How long's it been for national team to make the World Cup? How long's it been?
8 years.
8 years. I
8
think.
years
yeah,
ago,
They
right?
didn't make
Yeah.
it this time, but
Yeah.
they made it last
Yeah,
time.
they had a good team 8 years ago.
Yeah, they made it last time.
All right. But it is tough to get out of a group. I think only two countries make it out of the group, right? I think it's the two, Brazil and Argentina, right?
Well,
yeah,
you
they're
got
pretty much.
And then there's a playoff, I think.
no. Well, you got
The third place
South
goes-
America. John is. You got the 4 teams, and the 5th goes into the playoff.
Right, that's something.
Now they want to switch it. They want to, when they bring it to the United States, they're going to add more to the South American.
Well, no, not the qualifying. I'm talking about the qualifying games, not the World Cup
Yeah, the
itself.
qualifying I'm talking about. Qualifying,
Well,
4
what they're
teams go
going to
automatic.
do,
and then-
in my opinion, they're ruining the World Cup when they do that. When they're adding 48 teams, they want to add.
Well,
I think that's
it's more
that's,
business. It's more.
Yeah, but that's no good. And then there's no group. I think there's
No.
only two.
To be honest, try it out because
You gotta get out of
it's
the
been
group.
32 for a long time. You got over 300 nations playing soccer. Go a little bit higher.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that's
think
always a good idea. I mean, somehow they managed to have all these teams play. This year, last World
He
Cup,
taped all the games. He
Yeah,
tapes
but
them.
how many bad teams do we have now? And can you imagine you're going to get more bad teams?
well,
Like
we
the
had
group
playing
stages
from South America. We had Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, and who else played from there? Peru.
Peru. Yeah.
You see, that's all
Right,
4
first.
teams from
Yeah.
South America.
Right.
So you put that into perspective and you say, okay, so what teams are going to make it to the next World Cup? Now it's going to be in Qatar,
Right.
And probably Ecuador is going to do okay.
That's,
You gotta look into the young generation.
Yeah, that's what it is. The youth is everything.
oh, so it's a young, yeah.
If you have good youth coming up on the under 17, under 19, under 20, under 21, then you know that you do.
Yeah.
That's the whole key.
So whenever
Yeah.
they have the opportunity to go overseas, go to Italy or go to Spain or go to
Yeah.
England.
Or individual players, yeah, of course. But
That's
what-
anywhere, John.
Yeah.
Even the MLS, these players, they want to get signed. They want to
No,
go
no,
to
I'm
Europe.
not talking individual players. I don't care about the individual. I'm talking about national team itself.
Yeah, national team.
Like teams like Ecuador getting out of a tough group with Brazil and Argentina. I don't know who else is in that group. You know better than I would.
That group
Well,
is
these-
stacked.
these,
You got
uh,
Chile.
yeah.
Chile didn't make it, but they won
Yeah.
the Copa America the last two
This
times.
last World Cup,
Yeah.
it was Peru. Peru
Yeah.
was the big deal because
Right.
they haven't really been in a lot of
Right.
World
Right.
Cups.
Since '82,
So
they haven't
what do
been.
you think about them? They played Denmark.
They played tough.
They
They
played
just
tough,
they
yeah.
weren't lucky. They played very good. They played hard.
See, look, I don't really care about these guys that make these big contracts. Like, I don't care about that. They're not even worth that money. Ronaldo's not worth all that money, is he?
We'll have to
probably
see.
not.
We'll
I
have
don't
to
think
see.
he
Right
is. I don't
now,
think anybody's worth all that money.
yeah. Right
You
now,
know, money's
he didn't
ruining.
show it.
It's ruining the game.
He almost scored, but you know what?
Almost don't count.
It doesn't
you know?
count, that's right.
Exactly. So.
Oh, great show, guys. Uncle.
Yeah, I'm talking. I'd rather see national. He hasn't won a World Cup.
Exactly, and he might not. To
Well,
be honest.
Portugal, he was able to score 3 goals against Spain.
Yeah, the hat trick.
That was something else.
Right.
I mean, it's a hat trick
Yep.
in a World Cup.
We spoke about the Croatia, another country, small, right? And they played hard. They played right.
They've always been a fierce team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way they play,
And they're
I mean,
small.
everywhere you can see them.
Granted, they got big guys on their team.
And thanks to this World Cup, a lot of them now went to Serie A. You have
Yeah.
the guy Versalo goes to Inter Milan,
Right.
and a lot more are probably going to
Let's
follow.
see if that continues next year, where players come to Italy. Big name guys.
Messi, they're saying.
And
Messi's
that's
coming
the
next
only
year.
way, right? They're gonna come back.
Well,
up
they're
again.
saying Messi, the rumor is that he's coming to Roma.
Hey, look, let him come.
So-
But I think he's a little over the hill.
They want to
you know.
recreate the battle between Messi and Ronaldo
Yeah.
like they did in Spain. They want to continue
Right,
it
but
in
these
Serie
guys,
A.
yeah, but these we need fresh. We need younger players. better.
Ronaldo just has good agent. Pay teaches more, not
Yeah.
athletes.
I agree with that's a good. Listen,
I think something we have to learn from the World Cup, a lesson to learn is how Germany lost against
Korea.
Korea. At the last minute, 93
Yeah.
minute, 94 minute, this guy Neuer, the goalie, starts trying to play offense.
yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He's a goalie. Why he runs out?
They
That's
lost-
that's what the Colombian goalie used to do. Higuera, a long time ago. Remember?
They lost to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Mexico beat them 2-0
They
too.
1-0, 1-0.
Oh, one? Was it
1-0,
1-0.
Yeah, so, but the Germans, they've won a lot, so I think it was time to change. They've done a lot of winning in the past, even with the B team. So, it was time for them to step aside.
Felix's sister and brother-in-law, they went to Russia.
Oh, they went to
saw-
see the
yeah, they
games
saw all
there?
the-
Yeah, they had a great
The
time. This day was beautiful.
second time in a row they've gone to a World
Yeah.
Cup.
Good.
Second consecutive. Now we'll see if they go to Qatar.
Well, in 8 years, it'll be here, right? So we'll enjoy some games around here. The final's going to be here.
And Felix taped all the games. He's done it 2 straight World Cups.
So what do
Every
you-
single game he taped.
Where? On the DVR? Or?
On the USBs now. Now technology has changed, so now you're able to put stuff on the USBs.
Right.
You just get a little more gigabytes.
So you have them all?
I have a lot of them.
Wow.
I have a lot of them. I have the most important ones, the
Right,
ones that I
yeah,
like
yeah.
the most.
Right, okay.
Of course, the finals, quarterfinal.
Yeah. So what'd you think about France? I mean, did you expect France to win the World Cup? France, did you ever think that they would do it?
Well, I wasn't really sure about them winning, the World Cup. But after the few first games, they had an easy group.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
Denmark, Australia, and Peru.
Right.
It wasn't so difficult to beat.
Yeah.
Denmark plays well, but they are not a great deal
Yeah.
when it comes to world soccer. So they had an easy group. They were able to get to the 8 finals.
Okay.
Now in 8 finals, the games they played wasn't so bad. I mean,
That
they
was
had
a
to face.
toss-up. That France-Argentina was a toss-up because Argentina was
Yeah.
winning the game. It just
Right.
Yeah, but they couldn't keep up.
they couldn't.
France is a team that is able to
Speed.
produce
Yeah.
cards,
Yeah.
yellow cards, red cards,
Yeah.
and boom, and all of a sudden they got some penalties here and there.
Yeah, you know what it was?
They
It was,
winning
it
the
was
games.
France's speed and their youth that just took over pretty much.
Yeah.
But hey, what have we learned in the last few World Cups? You win the World Cup 4 years later. it's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They don't really come back the same way.
Well, it's
We've
tough
seen
to
that.
keep producing,
Yeah.
right? It's tough to
Yeah.
have, which
That's
depends on what you have in the system. That's
Yeah.
why the U20s were following the women's. You know, it's what you have
Of course.
down, coming up.
Speaking of that, well, Italy now, I've seen some good hopes because of some youth that they have.
Well-
Mancini's going to be making his decisions. He was watching the game Lazio-Napoli, then he watched the Torino-Roma. But,
Yep.
he's got to be definitely looking at Francesco Caputo,
Vito,
who used to
I
play
got to
with
tell
Bari.
you, being Italian Americans here, you got to be excited for the national team of Italy, right? You got to hold.
Well, you do, because now you have Roberto Mancini, and he's pretty expert, when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I think,
You still have to have a team.
Yeah,
You can have the
you
best
do.
coach in the planet.
You do. But they have the talent. Look at Inglese. You see that goal he scored with...
Okay, now that Bolotelli's
against
not
Udinese.
playing, not to cut you off, Bolotelli's not playing, right? How's he going to make the national team if he's not even playing
No,
games
but
now?
that's his guy. Mancini and Balotelli, it's like a father figure.
Yeah, but you got to be playing.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah, I
fit.
know,
You're not
I
going to
know.
be fit.
Yeah,
How,
well,
how
we'll
could
see.
you be on a national team if you're
Yeah,
not playing?
Balotelli eventually is coming to Serie A. The rumor is Roma, Sassuolo. There's
Yeah, but
rumors. He might come as early as
Rumors
January.
don't mean anything. You have
Yeah.
to make it. He's got to play.
But you want to know something, John? It's not just Balotelli. As great as he is, you got so much youth. Roberto Inglese, Insigne. Did you see what Domenico Berardi did?
I think Vieira is holding him back, and he's hurting him. He's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt Balotelli.
Well, eventually someone is going to pick him up. He's
There's
got so
got to
much
be
talent.
friendlies coming up for them, Italy. I
There
think.
is. There's games in September. There's the
cup.
qualifications.
Right.
Poland and Portugal.
He's got to be in those games, but he's not playing
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Well,
No,
we'll see.
That's got to hurt.
Well, we'll see. But I mean, if you're looking at these games and Felix could look them up, the goals that were scored. You got some interesting
Well, it's
players
definitely
coming
going to
up.
be a young team. but
For Serie A.
Serie A, yeah. The
Yeah,
games that-
Serie A, no, of course. I mean, you have of course, Juventus won, right?
Yeah, and Immobile scored a spectacular goal. Hopefully, he could pick it up on the national team because he hasn't had the same
No,
enthusiasm.
he's got the national
does-
team jinx.
I know he does. He does these great goals in
He can-
Serie A, but hopefully
he
How
doesn't.
about that Empoli?
Mm.
Empoli just came from
B.
Serie B, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they got some youth.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
They
win.
won B,
You got to
They
win
won.
2-0.
Yeah, they won B last
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they
And
beat
then
Cagliari.
Udinese was able to tie Parma
They were down
after a
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah,
That's something.
and Spal, they beat Bologna. I mentioned I like Spal with some pickups that they made. They
Well,
beat Bologna.
to me-
And the Inzaghi brothers both lost the first
Yeah.
week.
To me, those are like two Serie B teams playing in Serie A. You
Who?
know.
Which
There's a couple of them.
No, Spal is.
I
You'd
know.
be surprised.
I know.
Spal is.
Yeah,
They held their own last year, and they probably will
Yeah.
this year too.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Listen,
They
the
got-
goal for those teams
got
is just to
offensive-
stay in A.
As long
That's
as you
the goal.
Spal, as long as you. The thing with them, they have offensive juggernauts. You have guys like Antonucci. You have Petagna.
The sad part is we all know like the top teams where they're going to be. We could right
Yeah,
now
yeah, of
top
course,
5
of
teams in
course.
Serie A. Top
Well,
5.
They are
right now you
Juventus.
got Atalanta, Empoli, Juventus, Napoli, and Roma.
Right now, the same 5 teams at the end of the season. Who are they
No,
going to be?
No.
Well, no. We're gonna have
All right,
Juventus,
okay.
Napoli.
And-
I think Lazio.
Let's
you
write
could-
it down. Write it down.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
keep it. Write it down. The top 5 teams at the end of the season.
Juventus,
Not
you
now.
could say 1,
Yeah.
2
All
Roma,
right, we'll hold on to them.
Napoli. 4 could probably be toss-up. Could be Lazio. Could be Milan.
Yeah, Lazio. I like Lazio. You know what? Because the coach. He's
Yeah.
a great coach, Inzaghi.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I love him. He's
Napoli-
a great player too. Yeah.
Then you got probably Inter maybe gets the 5th, possibly.
Yeah.
But look at the way, let's see
Yeah.
what Atalanta, if they can keep up, and Sassuolo. 1 year Sassuolo got to Europa League. If they can, we'll have to see at what pace they can
Yeah.
continue.
Last year they
I
put
like
it-
Parma, I'm going to be honest. I like Parma a
on
lot.
paper they look good.
Yeah.
Right, they do. I agree with you on that. But, we'll see. They have to play the games,
No, of course.
just like Juve right now.
Let's talk, what about the tragedy of Genoa? I know
Yeah,
you
that
did
was
some-
some-
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
that-
something that's got to be mentioned.
let's,
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Some people say it was due to many conditions. Some guys say, yeah, the designer didn't have the materials that were against earthquakes. There was no earthquake, but still,
Right.
it was the fact that it was, the terrain, that area. It's there's a lot of hills, and
Yep.
the weather wasn't really helping that day.
Yeah,
And, it wasn't supposed to have so much traffic going through it, and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why
and they
the
said
bridge-
they were warned because in 2017 they were supposed to start the
Yeah,
rebuilding. and
Brian,
we
can you
just left
take
it
the
alone.
date
They
off for
ignored-
that?
they
You could leave the
ignored
call, and just take the date off. You could leave the call in.
It's a shame because something like that shouldn't have happened because, there was no upkeep
Yeah.
with the maintenance and everything. And Domenico Criscito, moments before it happened, they said that he was there, so he felt kind of emotional.
Thoughts and prayers definitely to everyone there
Oh, yeah.
affected by that
I mean, do you think they should have
bridge.
canceled the first week?
That's a tough call to make there, to be, if you're asking me, you want to cancel it? Yeah, you could cancel the whole week. I wouldn't have a problem with that, either way. All you saw all the players yesterday and on all the teams wearing a black armband, in respect for, so it's it's just, it's a tough thing, You got to maintain bridges and roadways and everything else,
You do, there's no
it's tough,
question.
you know.
That should have been prevented.
And they suffered a couple of earthquakes too recently,
course.
right? So that you can't prevent anyway, right? That's going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But the bridges, I think you can.
Hmm.
You just got to stay on top of things there. But we're a soccer show, so
Did you want to mention anything? He was a resident of Genoa for 6 months. He was a cook there. He
Right.
lived there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I'm
So-
amazed how things have changed, in terms of European
Were you ever on
Union.
that bridge? Were you on that bridge?
No, I probably,
No.
he had what was it?
a motorcycle. I used to
uh,
drive a motorcycle.
what was-
Yeah,
what was
so-
it
It
called?
was a Benelli 654. Benelli 654.
In Italy.
And it's
Yeah.
different because the models, those are straight. It's not like, like the newer models on the Japanese motorcycles,
They say
Well-
that bridge connected to an airport.
Well, it's supposed to be between Genoa and France because they're very, like
Right.
people who go to France because it's so
Where's
close.
the airport? I heard something about an airport. No? I
I'm
didn't hear
not
anything
sure,
about.
but you guys are like, it's like neighboring.
Yeah,
and
it's
some
right.
of the beaches you can,
Yep.
you can enjoy. If you
And
go to
then-
Nervi,
yeah.
you can also go to Nice. It's like so
Yeah.
close.
And then we spoke about before the show that there were houses on below.
Yeah, that I didn't hear about, but Brian was mentioning that there was houses underneath, and the bridge.
Yeah, there was buildings. There was actually there was an IKEA. There was a lady from IKEA.
Oh, really?
She was an architect, and she was describing what happened and how the bridge all of a sudden collapsed, and she saw just cars coming down, and it was something else.
Yeah,
It was
that's
out of a
crazy.
movie. It's like
That's
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's move on, guys. MLS. I know that's one of the best leagues in the world. MLS soccer. What's going on?
Well, there was an exciting goal there. Well, an exciting play with
Well,
Wayne Rooney with that.
Mr.
Oh my
Rooney.
goodness, with that. It had to be
Cross?
50 yards. Yeah,
Yeah,
like 40,
yeah.
50 yards. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That was a great job by Wayne Rooney.
So we're getting these guys now. I know they're a little older. We get that, right? But they're coming in to this league and they're
Yeah.
making an impact like that,
yeah.
right?
And I think next will be Claudio Marquisio.
Yeah,
Definitely looks
but I
like
don't think you're going to see like the impact with him because he's more of like a midfield, like
Yeah.
slow the game down type of player, right?
mhm.
That's the way he plays. But yeah, I mean,
Ibrahimovic,
Zlatan,
15 goals.
but he got hurt now with the knee,
Mhm.
the problem he had before he came here. So I think it's the same problem with the knee, same knee. But yeah, without him, like LA lost 5-0.
Mm.
Without him, he missed the game. Boom, they got hammered 5-0.
What is MLS going to do in a few years when they get Ronaldo and Messi?
Well, how do you know that? We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Don't start rumors. You're going to start rumors already? Start rumors up. But yeah, you know what? This is the old age league, so why not? Bring them over, right? They're going to sell tickets. They're going to sell jerseys. So and the ratings, the ratings are going to go up. So, But yeah, so we got the MLS. What do we got on MLS standings?
standings. We
I
got
think the Eastern
Atlanta
Conference.
United comes up
51.
on first. Then the New York Red Bulls are on second.
Okay, and
got-
then New York City
FC.
FC
Third.
are playing the Red Bulls on Wednesday night. So that's a tremendous game for the standing. I think if New York City wins, they'll jump over into second place. So for the first time, I think in a while, the Eastern Conference is pretty much the more dominant conference than the West. If you scroll down, you'll see the Western Conference, and I think the East leads with the points.
Yeah, the FC
Right.
Dallas has 24 games played, and they have Dallas has 45 points,
Okay.
And Atlanta United for the Eastern Conference has 51.
Okay, so Atlanta right now leads for that supporting shield that they give for the team with the most points, which has been bad luck.
And Montreal, if Marquisio does go to Montreal,
I think they're towards the bottom,
sixth
right?
place.
Okay, well, that's the last spot for the playoffs. I think the top 6 teams make it in each
Yeah.
conference, and they're looking to expand.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Miami's supposed to be coming in.
Mhm.
I think Cincinnati was looked at.
Cincinnati, yeah,
right?
Cincinnati, I heard.
So,
What about with the MLS All-Star game? They mentioned about going up against a Mexican team.
well,
I
yeah,
think they'll
yeah, change.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, see, the reason, from what the commissioner was saying, and the reason why they played like Juve, because they were already here. They
Yeah,
were in the States
at the
playing,
tournament, yeah.
so might as well play them, right? So why not go to the Mexican League, take a Mexican team, let them come here, and they'll beat them anyway. The Mexican team will beat the MLS. They can't beat anybody. They really can't. You could get the best players in this league, put them against one other club, and they can't win. I think the last time they won was 2015. They beat somebody in 2015. Maybe you could look that up. I don't know the exact.
Yeah, they did
But-
beat somebody.
Right. So, but Juve beat them in right
Mhm.
PKs,
Yeah.
right? So, I don't know. It's just the way
One year they played Roma.
Roma. What was the final?
Roma beat them.
Roma
That was
beat
when
them.
Bob Bradley. That was Michael Bradley was on the team at the
Right,
time. He was
yeah.
in Roma.
Yeah. So, well, Toronto, the defending champs, are having a tough time. As you
Yeah,
can
they
see,
are.
they're
They're
sitting
in ninth
in.
place.
They're sitting in ninth
Javinko,
place. How many
Javinko.
points behind the 6th spot there? Because
Quite a few.
and they have 3.
24 to 51, right?
To
The last-
33.
the
to
last
the sixth. To the sixth.
Oh, this one, 33.
33. Yeah.
33. And what's Toronto have?
24.
Oh.
24.
Okay, so Toronto now with 3 big name players, right?
Yeah, the
We call
three-headed
them-
monster.
Right, exactly. Bradley's one of them.
Mhm.
Jovenko, which has no business being in this league. I think he still should be in Europe somewhere playing. Just so he can play on the national team. And the other guy is Altidore.
Yeah, Joe.
All right, and they can't, and they're on the bottom.
Yeah.
Now, is it because the MLS Cup they won last year, and teams can't win back to back? What's the deal with that?
Who knows? Fatigue. Getting older.
And don't forget, they lost the MLS Cup the year before.
Mhm.
So they lost it, and they came back and they won it, and now they're struggling to get into the playoffs.
Mhm.
So, older team, maybe?
Yeah, it's
Older?
possible.
Older? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
There's not much to do. I mean, a league here, Eastern Conference. New York Red Bulls, everybody's excited. They want to watch the games, I guess. It's a big stadium.
right, they got their own
Yeah.
stadium,
Yeah, it
which
was
is great. They have a nice team, no big name stars on the team, and they're taking care of business, as you could see right there. Atlanta's a new team, and they got a great stadium, too.
Yeah.
They got one of the
They
loudest.
lead in attendance. I think.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see in this country that, people are going out there, but I think that we still need some more quality
Of
players,
course, absolutely. They
spread out.
They have to. They were supposed to get Caceres from the defender, but he stayed in Serie A. There was
Right.
a lot of rumors
Yeah.
of different players coming.
Well, we like Lazio, right? Lazio is a team that has a great manager, like we said, Inzaghi,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And they got the guy, one of the biggest scorers last year.
Immobile.
Immobile.
Immobile,
he
yeah.
was something else. Everybody wanted to see him on the World Cup. It never happened, but
Yeah.
he was a great scorer. He was
Yeah.
scoring goals pretty much every week.
Mhm.
And you know how it is. It's grueling, like you said.
It is grueling, yeah.
It's a grueling competition because they got to
Of
play
course.
so many games.
Right.
And, Juventus has it hard because they play just about
They
every
play, yeah.
Felix, any star that was a great player comes to Serie A
Yeah.
doesn't look the same. We've seen in the history, even the Brazilian Ronaldo, he did well in Serie A, but
Right.
he was dominating these other leagues so much easier.
But as far as Juve goes, and I think they have like 2 teams because they know they have to play all these games.
Juventus is stacked.
So they
have three
got
teams.
the players that have played like the Serie A games a lot more than the big name guys, and the rest, like Ronaldo's not going to play a lot of games, in Serie A. I mean, they'll rest him. They'll find games where they're going to rest him and stuff. The fans are
Yeah.
not going to like that. because-
Depending on how they do, we'll see. I mean, the objective for Juventus is the Champions League.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
they have to win Serie A. But,
Yeah.
from their point of view, they have to win that, and they got to win the Coppa Italia.
Yeah.
And they got to win that Super Cup game that they rescheduled.
Yeah.
That you would
That's
say.
gonna be
Right?
That's gonna be in January.
Right, and that's
January the 13th, 2019, Juventus Milan.
Champions League, Serie A, Super Cup.
Yeah. Well, there's two Super Cups. There's the Italian Super Cup and the Europe Super Cup. So
The
We'll see.
Italian one,
We'll
right?
see how
and
many
then,
they're gonna
and
win.
then the Coppa Italia,
yeah.
right?
Then if you win everything, then you go to play the International Cup and then
Right.
the World
Yeah.
Club Team. There's another
Yeah.
game I remember one year
You know,
when
let's,
Inter was able to go
let's
that
touch
far.
on that international tournament because that just ended a couple weeks ago.
International champion.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, the team's not really taking that serious, right? It is what it is.
you
Like
know,
whoever falls.
To be honest, John, there were some games that were entertaining. Even when Roma came back, they were down a couple of goals. They came back and won against that game was on ESPN.
Real, Barcelona.
No, yeah, it was Barcelona.
Barcelona.
It wasn't Madrid. Madrid beat them. But that was the game they had in Giant Stadium with the rain delay for half
yeah,
hour.
Yeah.
But even the game I went to, Juventus versus Benfica, was a very good game. The atmosphere was
Right.
very good. They went to penalties. Juventus was down 1-0. They scored almost when the game was over.
Right.
Luca Clemenza scored a nice goal, and then
You
they
got good seats for that game. You
Yeah,
you
it's not
got
bad. In the back of the net, yeah, it wasn't bad.
Good stadium, right?
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Okay.
So, you know, basically, you got your money's worth because you got to see a lot of soccer. They
Right,
went all the way
right.
to
But you
penalties.
saw Chiellini play, right?
Chiellini played.
He's one of
The
top-
Bosnian played for
Right.
Juventus.
And you got to see both keepers, right?
Yeah, they both
they
half
both
each.
played.
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing. All right, I want to touch on one thing that Ronaldo did this past weekend that hasn't been brought up yet. Didn't he break the nose of the goalkeeper?
Oh, the Chievo goalie, Sorrentino.
Yeah, he broke his nose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right? How did that happen?
Was
I
it-
didn't-
They were going for the ball. I don't know if it was intentional. Could have been
yeah.
that. You know, it was just they were going for the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if his
Yeah.
concussion along with that, but that keeper is out.
Yeah, Stefano Sorrentino, and he's their starter.
Right.
So
Yeah. And he was really playing well up until that point.
he was.
He kept them in the game.
Well, they had to
made-
review the goal that was scored on that play.
Right.
Because they first called it a
Right.
goal, then they had to review it
Right.
and call it, you know.
Because of the
reverse
foul.
goal, yeah.
Right, because of the foul. And then they scored a minute later,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
after that.
exactly.
So, but,
Well, I don't know if you remember the guy from Iceland. Iceland is a really small country,
Oh, yeah.
and they made it to
That's-
the World Cup.
yeah.
One of the players there, number 8, Faber's son, Fanner's son,
Okay.
he was a player that he was playing very well. He was doing well, but you know what? They broke his nose on the first half. But the guy, he didn't mind. He had the desire to keep playing.
Right.
You know, some of these guys are like that. You know, because they have that will.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the keeper because they had to sub him out,
Yeah.
the guy, right? So
Well, they
maybe
showed images on Facebook that
concussion.
he was
maybe.
with his wife or his girlfriend. He was bandaged. His nose was
Yeah,
bandaged. They
yeah.
showed, you know, he had his thumbs up. They showed images. So I don't know how long he'll be out. In the past, Chievo had a good dynamic duo.
Salute Body Mania.
Hi. In the past, they had a good duo. Squeezy was the backup,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a few years back.
Yeah.
They had Sorrentino and Squeezy.
No,
So
just like Felix mentioned, I mean, some guys, yeah, field players, if they get banged up and bloody nose, they'll plug it, come back in and play. But I think now, you know, because they got this concussion thing, they look at if he's not.
well, in the
They gotta
Napoli,
take
in the
him out.
Well,
Napoli,
it's
and
up to the medical
yeah,
personnel.
and the
Yeah.
Napoli
You know,
Lazio game,
they
there
ask
was
him, you know, a few questions
Yeah.
and see if the
And the-
guy is
Right.
and the
still there.
Napoli Lazio game, there was somebody that they had to bandage his head. He came back in.
Right.
Napoli Lazio.
Yeah. We don't know. I mean, again, we don't know how severe it was, but it looked like the keeper took a really big shot there. So,
Yeah, he probably won't play the next week.
yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah,
look
it's
like
better that way. You know, sometimes after an injury, it's better for a player to stay away for a while.
He was really on his game.
And John, 2 super games on Saturday.
Okay.
Felix looked it up. Napoli Milan,
Right.
the 12 noon, and then you got the Juventus
Yeah.
Lazio.
And
Two great games.
And for people that don't know, ESPN is going to carry Serie A games on ESPN Deportes
Mhm.
for free, I guess, if you have that
Spanish.
in your package, right? Otherwise, you got to purchase the app,
Mhm,
right? The
mhm.
ESPN Plus,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's called.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
correct.
So yeah, and I think they're showing the Juve game this week, of course.
They are,
Of
they are.
course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Just two big. Those are the two.
Well, those
big,
are 2 games on Saturday. Then if we talk about the other
It
games,
looks like they're playing a lot of Saturday games.
yeah.
Huh?
Well, then you got, those are the 2 major games. But then the rest of the games, you got Inter Torino, which is going to be a good game
Tough game.
because
Yeah.
they both coming from a loss.
Let's see, yeah, but Torino's loss was worse, I think, last minute.
Yeah.
It was like the
Of course.
90th
And Torino
minute.
scored one goal. They disallowed the goal that
Right,
Torino scored.
Right.
They had the DS of Torino complaining that even last year when they started, that they said they were penalized by the refs. I don't know. That was a whole thing that they were talking about Torino.
Okay.
But I tell you, Torino, with those last-minute moves of Zaza and Soriano, are
Right.
really going to help them out big time.
Okay.
No question
I'm
about it.
glad that you're high on Zaza, but I'm not, and I have to see, I gotta see.
Not that I'm high on Zaza. I'm not saying that the guy is going to do what Immobile can do, but
Right.
but he's going to help Torino. I'm not saying
Yeah,
maybe
let's
if
see.
he gets to the national team, maybe he's not going to be that effective. But with Torino, he could help them.
How old is he?
He
If
could look it up.
If he's 30,
He's almost.
he's
yeah,
done.
You could look him up.
Yeah.
Who that?
Simone Zaza.
Simone Zaza, the
But
guy.
you know what else is going to be a good game? Roma-Atalanta. Two teams that won.
Yep,
That's going to be in
the
Roma.
battle of the undefeateds.
So that's going to be good. And then you got Spal playing Parma.
Okay.
Udinese, Sampdoria. I don't know if
Udinese.
Sampdoria is going to be with the situation with the bridge. I don't know if they're still going to.
Right.
I don't know how long are they going to. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we'll
He's
see.
27 now, 27.
27, so he's maybe got one more shot
Fiorentina, Chievo.
with the national.
Fiorentina, Chievo.
Yeah.
Cagliari, Sassuolo. Frosinone, Bologna. Genoa, Empoli. I don't know if Genoa.
Yeah, we
They're
don't know
gonna
how
delay them.
long they're going
Yeah.
to suspend the games for.
We don't know. Yeah, with the situation with them.
Yeah,
with the
we'll
two
see. I
Genovese
guess,
teams.
you know, Empoli comes from Serie B, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they want to play, you know.
Serie B champions.
Yep. And let me tell you, when Caputo was last in Serie A with Bari, he didn't really make that much of effect. I think what helped him is the process
Yeah.
of playing with a lot of teams. He played with Entella.
Yeah.
He's another player born in Bari,
Right.
Altamura. So now Caputo seems like he matured a lot, and he scored right away. Had an impact. I expect Caputo to have a big season. I
Okay.
expect Domenico Berardi to do what he did. You know, he's 24 years old, but when he was a youngster, when he was like in his teens,
Right.
he was snubbed by Prandelli. That year he scored 16 goals.
That's
Domenico Berardi is due to score at least double digits. He's got to
who's
score
going to win the
20
goal
goals.
score? Who's going to lead the league in
And goal
scoring?
scoring.
In scoring. That's
Everybody
good.
expects Ronaldo.
Well, right now, put it down.
we like
And we gotta
Immobile.
keep this,
We
don't
like-
throw
we like
this out.
Immobile.
Immobile again.
Immobile again?
Felix says
Immobile, yeah, I would say Immobile.
Who do you like?
To be honest, it's tough to not go against Ronaldo because he's just been a champion
Well,
everywhere.
he's behind the 8 ball right
yeah,
now.
right now he
so.
is. I mean, Felix says Immobile. What about Icardi? He scored 30 goals last year. He's
Right.
another one. Zeko from
Zeko.
Roma.
What about Higuain?
Well, we'll have to see
He
when
had,
Milan plays.
he had it down.
When
Inglese.
Roberto Inglés is someone that could.
Well,
He could
well,
score a
is
lot.
something else. How he left. He's now in Milan. You know. I mean, I think his
Put me
team
down for
was
Higuain.
Juventus.
I'll
You-
pick him.
all
Yeah,
right, John says-
I'm just going to pick him.
Yeah.
Higuain.
Well, he's getting older too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's an impact player. He comes in at, he scores goals, late goals. He scores goals that really
But
hurt teams.
he needs. You know, he was doing very well with
Caputo's number
Dybala,
one. See?
you know.
Yeah, Caputo.
Yeah, Caputo.
He's
Number one.
he could.
Si-
You
Yeah.
know what you got to say? Maybe Caputo could score quite a few goals because he hasn't done it in A yet.
Right.
He did it in the other leagues, but now maybe he's due.
How about Khedira, huh?
I can't
Khedira?
see Khedira being. He could score goals, but I can't see him being the leader.
It's easy to say Ronaldo. I mean, aside from him, who else is going to be like,
Lorenzo Insigne, he could score.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep him down. We'll go over these
Look
things.
at you got he's put it up.
Anybody have
Yeah.
a 2-goal game this weekend? Anybody
No,
score
there was
two?
nobody with two.
No, okay.
Oh no, the only one Gomez has 2.
Oh,
Two, yeah, today.
Yeah, that
Gomez
was today.
scored two, the
so,
Argentinian.
so he leads right now.
Yeah, because he
Oh,
scored
okay.
2 for Atalanta today.
Okay, all right.
And then everybody else, you got Milik.
Everybody's-
Milik scored 2, but they disallowed 1.
Okay.
Jurkic of Spal,
Hey, they love going to the video. And
Yeah,
they love
Krunic,
the
Khedira,
video, the
Insigne.
replay. They love it there.
Giaccherini,
They
John.
use it a lot.
Giaccherini played very well for Chievo. And if he continues to do that, Mancini's going to
Okay.
put him on the team.
All right.
Bernardeschi,
Well, he's got to be making a selection soon
yeah, he will.
know,
Well,
because they're playing
September,
games
yeah,
in a
they're
couple
playing
weeks.
September, yeah.
I don't know if it's mid-September.
Look who scored, Barilla. Like the pasta, Barilla.
Yeah.
For Parma, he scored.
All right, so we got a couple minutes left. We want to acknowledge the Mid-Island baseball team, right?
Yeah, well, you mentioned that
Right, you
earlier.
want to talk about that? We'll give them a few
Well, the
minutes.
Mets actually acknowledged the players. The New York Mets,
Right.
they actually acknowledged what they've been doing.
Well, they were there last night, I think, right? The Mets were there watching, actually playing a game against Philly, and all the.
Maybe the Mets are recruiting, they're that bad.
Well, no, actually, they won. I think they won last night. They
No,
were
but
winning.
what about the game that they gave up like 24 goals?
Yeah, but they won. Last night they were
runs.
saying that they're a better road team
Yeah.
than they are at home. So.
Well, that game when they had Jose Reyes pitching, that was something
I know. Well, it happens. It happens, right? I guess to all the teams. So, any last thoughts on any of these, soccer leagues or?
Ronaldo is going to have to step it up. He cannot be Mr. Zero.
Yeah, I think you're his biggest. I don't know. I don't know if you're a supporter or one of his.
No, but the bottom line is, you know, if you're the best player on the planet, you got to show it. I mean, he's gonna have to step up. You can't
Well,
be
the
a
good
bust.
thing about Ronaldo, he's not a player that plays alone. You know,
Yeah.
you see them doing passes and playing with other players.
You know what? You know what they want to see from Ronaldo? Remember that goal that was a crazy goal that the ball was going. It was on a diagonal. It was going out of bounds, and Ibrahimovic saved it with a bicycle kick, and it went in the net. These are the type of goals they want to see from Ronaldo, like what he did in the Champions League with that bicycle
I don't
kick.
think I'd worry about Ronaldo. I think he's fine. I don't think we have to worry about that guy. He'll get his goals. He'll score goals.
But they want to see the spectacular goals, like
The problem with him is like
fantastic.
every city he goes to, he's going to have fans. Even the opponent's going to.
Of course. Well, that's what happened with Kievo.
Right.
They were in the streets,
Yep.
waiting for him, like a few
Hours before the game.
a few
Hours before the game.
And they showed how
Yeah.
the hospitality in Kievo.
Is their
how
next
they
game at
treat-
home? Juve's playing at home this week?
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
it
at
should.
home. They're
Yeah,
at
it should.
home. Yeah, they're at home against
So
us.
that's going to be tremendous right
Yeah.
there, yeah. Yeah, I wonder how many fans are going to be in the street watching that, maybe a television out in the street
Yeah, I
somewhere.
mean, people want to see like a goal. One time, George Weah, when he was best player in '95, he scored a goal from side to side,
Right.
from both.
Right.
Like they want to see Ronaldo score a breakthrough goal, or you want to see a goal like Maradona from 50 yards.
You want to see a
You wanna-
spectacular
yeah,
goal?
You want to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
You want to see Ronaldo score from 50 yards out,
Yeah.
or breakthrough goal. Him and
Yeah.
going past like 5 or 6 defenders.
So
Well-
how about that Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez in Italy, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah. They were
Good.
there on vacation for a
Only
little bit.
Felix knows this.
No, but A-Rod was last night in Pennsylvania. He was doing the baseball game, so he must be back.
He probably came back, huh?
Yeah, he's back because he was in Pennsylvania last night doing a baseball game.
All right.
But, yeah, I guess you know what? Again, just let's see what happens with this Ronaldo. I mean, we're going to be following him like everybody else all year, and he's going to get his goals.
And
but-
if he doesn't, they're gonna boo him.
Yeah, I know you will. I'm gonna see you all every day on Facebook. Ronaldo didn't do this, that. But I think he's a professional. He's one of the best players in the world, if not the best. So
And let's hope that Body can do what Parma did. Parma from Serie D went to
Right,
Serie A
yep.
from 15
Yep.
to 18. If Body can do that in 3 years,
you know-
it'll be the next World Cup will be
yeah,
just about to start.
as always, Forza Body, and let's
Well,
see.
their staff, Filippo Galli, Arrigo Sacchi,
Yeah.
they're putting experts.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can see them back where they belong.
City A is where they belong. All right, guys, there's the music, and that tells us the show has an hour went by already. An hour? Felix, thanks again. Hey, you're welcome.
Great
anytime, all right?
show.
All right, guys. That's it for now. We'll thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore, pari unica e sola. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno, canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari,